Good morning. My name is Cbse. Today, I would like to explain about some topics on chemistry. So here is the topics. I have written some of the parts on the board. You can see we are discussing about the chemical bonds. So what are actually chemical bonds? You will see different types of bonds. The elements when they combine, they form different types of bonds. They may be combining to form covalent bond. They may be combining to form ionic bonds. Sometimes they may also combine to form polar covalent bond. So there are different varieties of covalent bonds. Different type of chemical bonding we have. So when you study about a chemical bonding, what is the chemical bond first? Actually, you should understand. A chemical bond is formed between the two atoms when they come together. The force of attraction between the two atoms, which makes them held together strongly. This is called a chemical bond. The force of attraction between the two atoms, which make them held together strongly, is called a chemical bond. A chemical bond, when formed, they may form a covalent bond, or maybe ionic bond, or it may be polar covalent bond. So today in our topic, we will discuss about the covalent compounds. So what are covalent bonds? Covalent compounds are formed between the two atoms by sharing of electrons. The sharing of electrons between the two atoms combine to form to give rise to a covalent bond. So covalent compounds, you can see here a best example, a simple example of hydrogen atom. Hydrogen is a diatomic molecule, H2 molecule, where hydrogen combines with another hydrogen gives rise to hydrogen bond hydrogen. So this is the pictorial structure, this is the dot structure. Let us see the dot structure too. They form H bond H. Okay, so they're forming hydrogen bond hydrogen. So this is a covalent bond which is formed between the two atoms of hydrogen. There is a diatomic molecule, hydrogen combined with hydrogen, forming by sharing of electrons between the two atoms. This is a covalent bond. So now, if you consider the different examples, instead of hydrogen, let us take an example of another example. Instead of hydrogen, if you take a methane molecule, that is CH4. Example 2, CH4 molecule. Here carbon is a compound which is at the center, and hydrogens are combining with this. 4 hydrogens are combining with this. 4 atoms of the chlorine. Here chlorine has each electron. 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 electrons. Carbon has tetravalency. 4 electrons in the outermost shell. The 4 electrons I have represented with a dot. Now 4 hydrogen atoms. I am taking 4 hydrogen atoms. Each hydrogen atom has 1 electron in the outermost shell. So let us take the cross sign. Here 4 electrons are combining with the 4 atoms of the hydrogen atoms. 1 atom of carbon has 4 electrons surrounded by, and each electron is combined with a hydrogen atom to form 4 bonds. So 4 covalent bonds are formed between the carbon atoms. So it is forming tetravalency. CH4 molecule is formed. We can represent this like this: 4 electrons in the outermost shell, each hydrogen atom combining with 1 electron in the outermost shell. It gives rise to 4 covalent bonds. CH4. This is the CH4 molecule that is formed with C4 bonds. Okay. In this way, the compound is formed. CH4. This is called a methane molecule. This is another example for covalent bond. Similarly, we can also take for double bonds. We can go for double bonds also. So let's talk about the double bond. The basic example for the double bond. Here we have example 3. We're taking for example 3 oxygen. Okay, oxygen molecule. Oxygen molecule. So if you take oxygen, atomic number is 8. We know atomic number is 8. So the first shell has 2 electrons, and the second shell has 6 electrons in the outermost shell. So 6 electrons will participate in the bond formation. Okay, 6 electrons will participate in the bond formation. Oxygen has 6 electrons in the outermost shell. Like here, it's combining with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 electrons will combine to form covalent bonds. Let's start here. So they combine to form here 1, 2, 3, 4. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So 6 electrons are combined, it gives us to oxygen molecule. O double bond O. O double bond O is the molecule which is formed here. This is a covalent bond. This is the best example for covalent compound. Example number 3. This is also a diatomic molecule. Now let's talk about example 4. Here we will see the triple bond. Example 4 for nitrogen. As we know, nitrogen is having atomic number Z is equals to, what's the atomic number? 7. So 2, 5. So 5 electrons are present in the outermost shell. These 5 electrons combine to form the covalent bonds. So let's see here how it actually happened. Nitrogen has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 electrons in the outermost shell. So these 5 electrons will combine with another 5 electrons of the nitrogen atom, forming N triple bond N. So here is forming 3 covalent bonds with 3 nitrogen atoms. So here 1 pair of electrons is left over, and remaining 3 electrons are combined to form N triple bond N. This is the molecular structure for nitrogen molecule. N triple bond N. Nitrogen is forming with 3 covalent compounds. Similarly, hydrogen, 1 single bond, oxygen, double bond, nitrogen, triple bond. In this way, we form single bond, double bond, and triple bond. 3 bonds are formed. Different types of bonds like single bond, double bond, as well as triple bond are obtained on the nitrogen molecule. So this is the covalent compounds. Now, if you study about the covalent compounds may be having different properties. The properties of the covalent compounds, they are having very low melting point and very low boiling point. They are not soluble in the polar compounds. They are having poor conductor of electricity as well as heat. That means they are poor conductor of heat and electricity. So we have different properties of covalent compounds. We will study about this in the various class, also in the different class. If you study the next class, we will be studying about the ionic compounds and polar covalent compounds. Till then, goodbye. Thank you.